Hey, what's up, YouTube? Sorry, my hair is everywhere. Just wanted to do a little live stream here and show you kind of the progress on the hopper for the rock crusher. Right, the hopper is pretty important because without the hopper, you basically have to hand feed the machine. You have to hand feed the crusher, which clearly we're not going to be doing that because that would. You wouldn't have very high production at all. So, let me just show you basically the progress I got on it so far. And, you guys can put your ideas in the chat and in the comments if you like. I pretty much figured out how I want to finish this up. But, if you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and put that in the comments. As always, keep it civil, So here we have the hopper. It's not complete yet. I got a little bit left to do. I need to cut this piece of 4x4, weld it right there, and then weld a brace up to that right there. And then that will be probably the complete hopper for the rock crusher. So basically what it has is it's got a little stand. It's braced at the bottom of the rock crusher. And then as you go up, it'll be braced like this to brace the top of the hopper. So what I did was I took these spare springs that I had just laying around in my scrap metal and some square tubing, and I put those in. They're kind of like guides. They keep the hopper, from bouncing, out, and it just keeps everything aligned, basically, is the idea behind it. And then let me show you the hinge that I made. So basically the hinge is 3 pipes. 2 of them are welded. The third one is welded on the top and on the bottom. You can see the weld right across the bottom. Welded it a couple times on that tube. So what this allows is basically as I drop the stuff on here, the leaf springs allow it to bounce. It bounces. And because this point is stationary, it bounces the stuff down this slope, right? Which it's not a big slope. It's only like, probably 2-3% roughly, right? And so one thing I'm kind of trying to get ideas on is I left this gap on each side because I'm not sure how the hopper's gonna interact with the crusher, right? So obviously with the way it is right now, stuff can fall off the sides, either sides, which I'm thinking might be a good thing if, we happen to dump too much material on the hopper. It possibly might overload the crusher, right? You can overload these things, right? So I'm not sure if I'm going to put covers on the sides. I'm not sure if they're going to be rubber or if they're going to be steel. I just wasn't sure because haven't really thought about how I'm going to do that yet because I knew that the hopper was going to be able to move and I didn't want it bothering. I didn't want it coming in contact with these plates right here. So I haven't really figured that one out yet. But we're kind of winging it, One thing that I probably will do also is this is 1/4-inch steel. Just because I'm going to be doing some pretty heavy concrete, I might add a support along the center of this. I'm not sure yet. It may not need it because of the fact that we folded up the ends and welded them. So that is going to give it some sort of strength from bowing in the center, But I may add some, something on it, Yeah, it's not straight, I know. This whole thing's... I'm not very good at using a tape measure. So, but basically, that's the progress I got so far. Tell me what you think. It's a money-making machine right here. What do you think, Mason? Is it a cool hopper? Hey, what do you think? Yeah, you like it? Sweet. So that's just an idea of what it's going to look like. There it is right there. That gives you kind of an idea. So, anyways, don't forget to pound that like button, pound that subscribe button. As always, check out the playlists, check out the YouTube shorts. We have a lot of great content for members and non-members. Tell me what you guys think. And, you know, I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one since nobody wants to be in the chat. So, anyways, check it out. Tell me what you think. Comments. Like, dislike the video. Well, Brad, I just basically started building this hopper part. I had this already bent, but I just built this whole part right here. And I'm not finished. I got to put a cross member right there and then another support up to the top of the base, or the, you know, right there, right, that cross member right there. So that's kind of my plan. And the way I kind of designed it is this hopper part is 100% removable, right? It's not attached. Those are just guides. And then this pin right here can be pulled out with pretty much ease. You know, you just got to grind this little piece of weld off that I tacked on there so the pin wouldn't come out. But you get the idea. Then that whole hopper comes off. And if I need to rebuild it or try something different, then that's how that's going to work. The reason I chose to do this size hopper is because that's a little bit wider than the width of my big bucket on the Mini. So I figured, you know, that's what I would do. Maybe I might need a bigger one. Maybe I might not. We'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, you know, these machines aren't made to do 200 tons an hour. They're made to do 20 tons in an hour. So there's no reason to have this monstrous hopper, you know. So, yeah, it's all money too, Justin. You know, it's just like, how much money do you want to spend on something before you start seeing returns, you know? And, you know, this thing is definitely going to be very useful around the shop and, you know, disposing of all of our millings and concrete and all that other stuff. Because, you know, a lot of you guys don't know this, but, you know, I have a lot of tools for, like, demolition and stuff. I got concrete breakers for the excavator. I got jackhammers and rotary drill. Anyways, we have a lot of concrete demolition debris and asphalt demolition debris. And, you know, this is just a good way to recycle it and make some more money by selling it. Or reusing it, you know. I got a half a mile of driveway, and we can use lots of asphalt millings here to coat everything up. So, in this project, the tools I've been using the most, I've been using this hot saw. It's a Steel TS420. Dude, this thing is a steel cutting machine. When you got a good... I've pretty much almost used up this blade, but, you know, these things can cut some steel pretty good. And, you know, so I've been using that to cut the steel. I've been using the Power MIG 260. Right? I've been using the angle grinder. I didn't use the plasma cutter on this one. But yep. Definitely making some progress. Tell me what you guys think. You think I should have a support this way? Or do you think those angled sides is going to be enough to keep it from like bowing out? I feel like if I'm doing like, if I'm crushing up Corey balls, I feel like it wouldn't need it at all. But I feel like if I'm dropping concrete chunks on there, it might take a beating, and it might be nice just to have a couple extra braces just to keep it from bowing out. I'm not sure. Another thing that could be done also to strengthen this up is I've seen on some hoppers for rock crushers where they put stock steel like this, and it keeps the wear down on the main plate, right? Because all the stuff is just on the top of these, like, you know, whatever they're called. Like some, yeah, I don't think I'm going to put a vibrator on it, Blake. I don't think it needs one. I think with the hinge right there and the angle, and as much as this thing bounces, it's going to bounce like this where the hinge is, right? So it's going to feed itself pretty good, I think. But, you know, you never know until you try, right? So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. I got a couple more things to do. I just wanted to do a live stream and show you guys before I, you know, finished it up, since I didn't record any footage doing this. But I got to put a 4x4 right there and then connect it up to that cross member right there. And then that'll probably be enough, you know, stiffening of that. It really doesn't even need much, but I'm just worried, you know, if I hire somebody and they're loading this thing and they actually swing and bump it, they don't just, you know, totally twist that one up. So if I put a second one on there, it'd probably be a lot stronger, you know. But my biggest thing, Blake, is because I've never ran a crusher like full time, you know. I know you had mentioned how sometimes they get overloaded, right? So I haven't figured out what I want to do with this opening part right here on either side. And I was thinking I could leave it open and, you know, some stuff's going to fall off, obviously. But it would probably keep it from getting overloaded, I would think. But I don't know. Maybe I might put little rails there, you know, or something. You might have to raise the one end. Yeah, I don't know how much those springs are going to compress, to be honest with you. That is a good point. It wouldn't be hard to raise it up, though. I wouldn't think. Basically, what I would have to do is I would just have to... I'd have to move this plate up higher. You know, so I could cut this tube off, put a square spacer in there, and put another plate on with another tube, and that would raise it up if it's not high enough. But it's at like a 2 to 3% angle, you know, and those are 3/4 ton pickup springs, so I don't think they're gonna compress too much. But then again, you know, I haven't put any concrete on it, so I don't really know. But I feel like those springs are heavy enough that it's going to bounce like this, you know. It's just going to go boom, 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 boom. With the way this thing shakes, I mean, There's so much weight. See, you know what's funny is some people are like, oh, that's an unbalanced crusher. That's what Justin said. He's a flippin' moron for saying that. Okay, obviously it's unbalanced. It has an eccentric shaft in it, dude. That's what eccentric is. It's offset, so it has a circular motion. The whole thing is off balance. That's the way it is. But anyways, rant over. But that's the way the crusher's coming together with the hopper. I think it'll be I think it's gonna be a slick setup once it's done, once I've figured it all out. Another thing I want to do to this thing is I do want to change that axle. I want to put a heavy duty axle under it and a wider axle, right? Because this thing is pretty top heavy with that massive 6,000 pound crushing jaw crusher head unit up so high. You know, it does make it a little tipsy. So, like when I'm moving it. So, I would like to widen the base. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that, but that's going to happen eventually. Probably what's going to end up happening is I'm going to put a truck axle. I'll probably buy a used truck axle and put it under there. And then I'll probably put another one on this side attached to some sort of landing gear. That way I can jack it up and it can be on the tires, or I can let it down and it'll be on the base. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. You know, everything's a work in progress. You don't know till you try type deal, you know. So okay, what's this thing say? It says, the way you have it set up, it can't get overloaded because there's no real vertical feed shaft for the material to get jammed in. Okay. Yeah, I understand. I mean, it kind of is vertical. Like, that part is vertical, right? So if too much stuff, but I feel like it can't really build up in here with these sides open, right? Because then it'll just start spilling out the sides. But I may do like some rubber sides. I may do some steel sides. I haven't really decided yet. But I just used some random steel I had laying around. A pipe and then this big pin. And this is 1/4 inch thick. Yeah, I guess we're just going to have to try it out and see what happens once I'm done. That'll be the real test. So, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the update on the rock crusher hopper build. Like I said, if you have any comments or questions, leave it in the chat or in the comments section. I probably won't get to it, but I might if I like you. So, anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you.